Okay. Good evening. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. MCQ questions completed, right? MCQ questions completed. Okay. Essay question number 1. Yeah, it's a very good exam type question. Actually, it is a model paper question. Model paper. What's the meaning of model papers? Do you know? Model papers can you know? Model papers. Do you know what are the model papers? We think about the model papers. A-level, what are the meaning of model papers in A-level? Exam targeted papers. Yeah, before all exams, every year before A-level exam, the education department release one actually the actually mock paper, right? Mock paper released by education department. The structure of this unit model paper, it is mostly same as a A-level structure. Structure same, not questions not same, but structure same. Structure same mean in now your exam year 2027. Normally your exam 2027 August, 2027 August 10 or 12. 12 kill. This is your exam date, exam starting date. Before 1 month or 1.5 months, before 1.5 months, the education department release a same 5-hour full paper. It is same as exam paper. Good luck. Sometimes same questions in model paper coming as A-level questions, but not all questions. Some questions only. Therefore, the this model paper questions very important. Therefore, in final 3 months, I hope to discuss all past papers and all model papers. We have and provincial papers as well. අපිට තියෙනවා 2015 to 2025 we have 11 model papers now, and we have 11 past papers, and we have more than 100 provincial papers. Provincial papers කියන්නේ තේම model papers in කාලෙටම මේ provincial southern province, central province, western province ඒ වගේ provincial education departmental not paper එකක් release වෙනවා. They are provincial papers. Overall, from 2015 we have more than 100 provincial papers now. We have huge workload, not only SFT, other subject as well. Well, ICT වගේ ගත්තාම ICT වල තියෙනවා, you can, if you have time, you have papers from 2000, I think 2005 වගේ ඉඳන් කරන්න පුළුවන්. Therefore, you have huge work, but time is limited. We have very limited time. අපිට තව month by month ගත්තොත් we have only 16 months. 16 months. It's a very limited time with our busy schedule of 3 subjects. It's a very limited time. Therefore, you have to manage well with other works. You have to manage your time and complete everything. Finally, in final 12, especially in final 12 months, final 12 months, you have to very carefully manage your time. At the subject to you have to manage your time. If you want good result, at least more than 65 marks for all subjects, you have to prepare a super plan within final 12 months. How to find those papers? I'll give you all papers. I have paper bank. In final revisions, I'll give you. Past papers, if you want, you can download now our website. Model papers and provincial papers and every term test papers. I think more than 300 papers are there. Is there a way to get model papers and provincial papers? The problem, science for technology and engineering technology, you don't have model papers in English. I have translated. ET walat model papers are download karan bad. In ICT, you can download model papers internet. Another subject, ET and SFT is a problem. Now SFT part I have translated into English. ET part also you can ask the teacher. ICT nang model paper released in English. And other third subject, okay. The new 2 subjects is problem. A child, this is a mechanical energy question, mechanical energy conservation law based question. A child visiting a park had an opportunity to try water ski. The track he played is shown in the figure. Answer the following questions based on the child's mechanical energy. Based on the child's mechanical energy. The trajectory from A to C is a smooth and neglect the air resistance. A to C. A to C mean this is A point. This is A point. This is a C point. Then it's a smooth. What's the meaning of smooth? What's the meaning of smooth? A to C, it's a smooth path. Yes. No need to, as we can think it is non-friction path. Yes, very good. Non-friction path. Write down the principle of conservation of mechanical energy. Very simple. The theory. Okay, what is the principle? Principle of conservation of mechanical energy. What is the answer? In a closed system, you can write in a closed system. This is a full answer. In a closed system, the total mechanical energy, I'm writing in short form, the total mechanical energy is a constant. Only one rule, constant. In a closed system, the total mechanical energy is a constant. All points, total mechanical energy is a constant. Total mechanical energy is a constant. Okay, this is a full answer for question part 1. Second one, a child of mass 30 kilogram is sitting at point A, pushed by a boy from behind, and he starts sliding with velocity of 5 meters per second. Start sliding 5 meters per second. That is very important. 5 meters, the starting velocity. What is the starting velocity? 5 meters per second. Okay, 5 meters per second. find the total mechanical energy of the boy at A. Total mechanical. What's the meaning of total mechanical energy? Sadil? මොකද්ද අපි total mechanical energy කියලා කියන්නේ? What's the meaning of total mechanical energy? What's the meaning of total mechanical energy? Kinetic energy plus potential energy. The A point, kinetic energy plus potential energy. Kinetic energy plus potential energy. Second one, kinetic energy plus A point total mechanical energy equal kinetic energy plus potential energy. Kinetic energy half mv squared plus potential energy mgh. Potential energy mgh. Okay, how about the mass? How about the mass of the child? 30 kilogram. 30 kilogram. 30 kilogram. And starting velocity 5 squared. 5 squared. Plus 30. Gravitational acceleration 10n. How about the height? How about the height? 10 meters. 10 meters. 10 meters. Half and 30 cancel 15. 15 into 5 square 25. 15 into 25. Take a calculator. 15 into 25. What is the value? 15 into 25. 15 into 25. 15 into 25. 375. 375. Plus 3 into 1 it is 3 and 1 2 3 zeros 3000 375 joules. That's the total mechanical energy of the A point. A point total mechanical energy. Okay, please clearly note down. If you are wrong, please clearly note down the answer. I think that is it. All are correct. That's all are correct. If you have any mistake, please correct. Question part 2. Now question part 2, part B. Find the velocity attained by the body at B point. According to mechanical energy conservation law, if it is A to C frictionless smooth surface, we can assume A to C path is a closed system, right? No air resistance. If no air resistance, A to C path, no any additional factors, no any external factors affect on the body. Only mechanical energy changing. Only mechanical energy changing. Therefore, we can say if it is according to total mechanical energy conservation law, according to mechanical energy conservation law, the total mechanical energy at the A point equal to the total mechanical energy at B point. B point. Okay, this is a full answer. Please practice this second B part. No, B part. According to, they are the full answers. Now this is essay questions, no, not like structured questions. Therefore, you have to write down full answers. If you have any mistakes, maybe if you have any missing steps, you have to note down. They are the perfect answer. If you want full marks for one essay question, you have to answer it this way. According to mechanical energy, conservation law, the total mechanical energy at a point equal to the total mechanical energy at B point. That's a concept. Now you can write the total mechanical energy at A point previously you found. What's the value? 3,375. 3,375. 3,375 joules equal to total mechanical energy at B point. What is the total mechanical energy at B point? How about the height? Height 0. Height 0 means, is there any potential energy? Potential energy 0. Then only kinetic energy. B point, total mechanical energy equal to kinetic energy. Kinetic energy means half mv square. Half mv square. 3,375 joules equal half m30 v square. V square. Cross multiplication. 3,375 multiplied by 2. What's the value? 3,375 multiplied by 2. Now v squared equal මේ step එක නම් ඕනෙත් නෑ ඔයාලා හදනවා නම් 3,375 multiplied by 2 divide by 30. Okay, what is the v squared? Three thousand give me a second. Sorry, there's an important call. Yeah, 3,375 multiplied by 2, 6,750 divide by 30, 225. Then what is the value of V? What's the value of V? 225 square root. 225 square root. What's the 225 square root? It's 15 meters per second. 15 meters per second. ms minus 1. Okay, 720 now. No? Okay, let's quickly complete. Let's try to start our mechanical properties coming Sunday. Okay. Now you can practically think. Now at A point, how about the velocity? 5 meters per second. Now B, when it is come to B, the child sliding to B point, how about the velocity? It is 15 meters per second. 15 meters per second. 5 meters per second. 15 meters per second. 15 meters per second. Okay, now see, find the velocity attained by the boy at C point. Yeah, at C point. At C point. Okay, again you don't need to write according to law. Don't need. Ekaparak duwan, that enough. Okay, if you write one time, again don't need to repeat same thing. Okay, part C. This is a method. In exam, please follow these steps. Otherwise, you will lose marks. In essay paper especially. You met? Careful, okay? And others. We have goals. Okay, now you can write total mechanical energy of the path of system. Total mechanical energy of the system equal to the C point total mechanical energy. C point total mechanical energy. How about the total mechanical energy of the system now? 3,375 that you found. The total mechanical energy, if you found the total mechanical energy of any point, that is same. If it is closed system, it is same for all points, every point. Now it is 3,375. Okay, C point total mechanical energy. If you got C point, it has potential energy because it has a height and velocity. It has potential energy plus kinetic energy. That's mean mgh plus half mv squared. Half mv squared. Okay, 3,375 joules equal mgh 30 into 10 into what is the height? Ground level to C point 5.2. 5.2 plus half 30 v squared. V squared we don't know. The velocity is asked. Okay, 3,375 equal it's 52. 52 into 3 156 0 plus 15 v square. 15 v square. 15 v square. Okay, 3,375 minus 1,560 you can get into left side. It's converted into minus 3,375 minus 1,560. It is 1,815 equal 15 v squared. Okay, v squared equal 1,000 divided by 15. It is 121. Okay, v equal 121 square root. 121 square root. What is the value? 11. 11 meters per second. 11 meters per second. 11 meters per second. Maybe they had to have full marks. At C point, 11 meters per second. 11 meters per second. They are the velocities in the closed path. 11 meters per second. Mariam, understood? Sadev? Okay. Part 3, the velocity of the boy at D decreased to 8 meters per second, and at the point E, he comes to rest. He comes to rest due to the roughness of the path CE. Yes. The smooth path only A to C. That means C to E, it's a rough path. It has a friction. It has a friction. C to E, it has a friction. It's a friction path. It has a friction. C to E is a friction path. C to E is a friction path. Okay, now 11 meters per second velocity at D point, it comes to 8 meters per second. 8 meters per second. What is the reason? The friction of the C to D path. The friction of the C to D path. Due to this resistive force, the velocity is decreasing. Velocity decreasing. Okay. And at E point, he come to rest. Come to rest means what is the velocity? 0 meters per second. Okay, that's the entire speed of the child. Speed of the child movement. Okay, now find the total mechanical energy of the boy at D point. Very simple. Very simple, Meva. Total mechanical energy. 3A. 3A. The total mechanical energy at D point, total mechanical energy of any point, it is potential energy plus kinetic energy. Kinetic energy, potential energy mgh half mb squared. How about the mass 30 into 10? What is the height of D point? 1, no? The height of the D point? D point, it's only 1. 1. Half 30, mass 30. V is given 8 squared. 8 squared. 3 into 1 into 1, it is 3 and 2 zeros plus half don't need. It's 15. 15 into 8 squared, 64. 15 into 64. 15 into 64. 15 into 64. It is 960. 0 plus 0, 0. 9, sorry, 6 plus 0, 6. 3 plus 9, 12. 1260 joules. 1260 joules. Am I correct? Yeah, they are very simple parts. Any doubt up to now? Dion? Understood? You met? I think they are wrong, right? මේ මුල් ටික වැරදිනේ you met. Vihanga also wrong as I remember. Binul correct? My question හරිද exam එකේ? Good. Sanura? Sanura correct. Wrong. I can remember. Vihanga, you met තව කවුද? Mariam wrong. Vihanga wrong. You met wrong. As yeah, others correct. Sadev මතක විදිහට correct. Sanura correct. Binul correct. Okay. Next question, second part. What is the work done by the boy against frictions in the section DE? DE mean this straight path. During this straight path, due to friction, what is the work done against the friction? What's the work done against the friction? Yeah, that part I already explained. I told if you don't have force or displacement, to calculate the work, you can use mechanical energy change. No, you can get mechanical energy change. Okay, now for second part, for B part, you can, this is the total mechanical energy at D point. What's the work you want? D to E point. Now you can calculate E point total mechanical energy. The total mechanical energy at E point. How about the kinetic energy at E point? 0. The kinetic energy at E point 0. Then it has only potential energy. Kinetic energy because velocity 0. It has 0 velocity. Then it has only potential energy. How about the potential energy? MGH. MGH mean 30, 10 and 1. The value 300 joule. Okay, now the work done against friction equal E point total mechanical energy minus D point total mechanical energy. Friction equal total mechanical energy change. Total mechanical energy change that we already discussed. What's the total mechanical energy at D point? 1260 minus 300 it is 960 joules. That's a work done against the friction. Okay, remember, now work calculation, you have two methods. If you already know force and displacement, you can use the work equal F into D method. The force multiplied by the displacement into force direction. But if you don't know force or displacement, you can use mechanical energy change, total mechanical energy change. That is equal to the yeah. It's a work, no? It's a work. You met for work cannot be a minus value. Normally it is 960. You can get the difference only. Higher value minus lower value. Don't keep it minus. It's positive value. If you write minus value, you can get full marks in exam, no problem. But better to have plus value. Okay. Yeah, that's a good question. An electric motor is used to operate a lift of total mass 800 kilogram. The lift move upward with an acceleration. Yeah, that's the most important one. The lift moving upward with acceleration 4 meters per square second. It's accelerating into upward with 4 meters per square second. The acceleration 4. Find the tension in the cable to which the lift is attached. Yeah, this is the cable. $800 kilogram. What's the weight of the lift? What's the weight of this mass? 8,000. Very good. 8,000 Newton. mg, 8,000 Newton. Okay, this is the tension on the string. Tension on the string. Okay, now it is moving upward with 4 meters per square second acceleration. 4 meters per square second acceleration. Okay, if you mark those details, if you mark these details in your diagram, you can find easily your method. Okay, the method. Okay, now if it is acceleration, it is balance or unbalance. The first point. Now it is accelerating into upward direction. Unbalance or balance? Definitely it is unbalanced. Unbalanced. It has a result force. Then Newton's second law, according to Newton's second law, the unbalanced force equal MA. What's the meaning of F? If not force, it's unbalanced force. Unbalanced force T and 8000. If it is moving, accelerating to upward direction, tell me T or 8000 is a great value. You met T the 8000 value. Now accelerating to upward direction. T or 8000 is a great value. Great value. Sadev. Which value is greater? Sadev? T, definitely, because it's accelerating to the resultant force always into upward direction. Then the unbalanced force T minus 8000. T minus 8000 is the unbalanced force, not only T, because it has 8000 Newton force into downward as well. Mass 800, acceleration 4. Now can you can you cancel out 2020? No, it has a minus. You can't do that. But if you want, you can get this 8000 into right side, right? T equal 8 into 4, 32. 3200 plus 8000. T equal 11200. What's unit? Newton. T equal 11200. 11,200 is a D. Okay, next question is the most important one. What is the velocity of the lift when it is passes a point of 18 meter above the starting point? Okay, how to calculate? Okay, the question asks, how about the velocity of the point 18 meter above this starting point? Okay, any idea? How to calculate? Any idea? Any idea? Okay, to calculate the velocity, what is the velocity of the lift when it is passed 0.18 meter above the starting point? Okay, for this calculation, can you calculate our previous method, mechanical energy method? Why we can't? Why we can't use? We don't know starting velocity. If it is accelerate, it should have starting velocity. It's given only acceleration. We don't know starting velocity. Or at 18 meter above point velocity, we don't know. We don't know. Okay, therefore, you can't use mechanical energy method. Mechanical energy method you can't use. Okay, then what's the method we can use? Acceleration given. Then can you use acceleration equal delta V over time? The time also not given. Time also not given. Then any method, any suggestion? What's the method we can use? Time also not given. Any method? Sanuru? How we can calculate? The velocity 18 meter above the ground level. Anyone? Anyone? Yes, we have to use motion equations. In your rotational motion tube, I have given linear motion equations and rotational motion both equations. Okay, get this part, get this tube, rotational motion. Okay, I have given V equal U plus AT, V squared equal U squared plus 2AS, and I have given 4 motion equations. No, I have given 4 motion equations. Now we are discussing about linear motion. V equal U plus AT, S equal, S being displacement, S equal U plus V over 2 into T. S equal, you have to remember this equation, ut plus half AT squared, V squared equal U squared plus 2AS. Okay, tell me, what is the most suitable equation among them? Vihanga, what's the most suitable equation? Then make a velocity to find the velocity 18 meter above the starting point. What's the most? What's the equation we can use? Yes, the equation without time. Among them, without time, all other equations need time to calculate the velocity. Need time, but final equation, if you know the displacement and acceleration, we can find the velocity. Yes, this is the equation. What is the equation? V squared equal U squared plus 2AS. Okay. What's the V squared? V squared we don't know. V squared. U squared starting velocity, we have to think it is 0. 0 squared 0. 2 acceleration 4, displacement 18 meter above point. Now V squared equal 2 into 4, now 18 into 72 into 2, 144. No, yeah, V equal 144 square root. What's the value? What's the value? 12 meters per second. Understood? You met? Okay, note down. Calculate the kinetic energy and potential energy of the lift at this point. At this point, kinetic energy and potential energy. Not total mechanical energy, kinetic energy and potential energy. That means separately ask. Separately asking what's the kinetic energy and what's the potential energy. Okay, kinetic energy you can calculate very simply because now you already know the velocity. This is a part 2 answer. Okay, C part 3 answer. The kinetic energy half mv squared, separately asking, not total mechanical energy, 800, 12 in 12 squared, 400, 400, 400 into 144. 12 squared 144. 400 into 144. 57,600 is the kinetic energy. Again, you can calculate the potential energy. mgh 800 18. 18 into 8, 144,000 joules or 144 kilojoules. 144 kilojoules. Okay, 57,600 joules and 144,000 joules kinetic energy and potential energy respectively. Okay, they are very simple parts. Question 4. What is the total force provided by the motor to the lift up to the moment it passes to this height? Yeah, what is the total force provided by the motor to lift up to the moment it passes through this height? Okay, when it is past the 18-meter height, which part? Okay, note down quick. Okay, quickly note down. Complete. Okay, give me a second. Okay, next one. What is the total force provided by the motor to lift up the lift up to the moment it passes the true height. That means 18-meter point, right? 18-meter point. What is the force provided by the motor? The force provided by the motor, sorry. Okay, think this is the height. This is the 18-meter height, 18-meter height, and this is the down level, 0-meter height, 0-meter height. Okay, now the lift at this position, initially it is on ground level and lift up to 18-meter height. Okay, now you can calculate the total mechanical energy at 18-meter point. How to calculate 18-meter point total mechanical energy? You can get potential energy plus kinetic energy. Send me 57,600 plus 144,000. Send me quickly the total mechanical energy at D point. Okay, first you can calculate the work. Then work equal total mechanical energy change. Total mechanical energy change. What's the total mechanical energy change? Initially, no potential energy or kinetic energy. Initially, it's 0, minus 0. Okay, what is the total mechanical energy at 18-meter above point? What's the value? 600 joules minus 0 joule. This is a work. Now work equal F into D. We don't know F, displacement 80. Displacement 80. F equal yes, again it's coming 11,200 Newton. 11,200 Newton. It is equal to our tension, right? Then we are, see, we are correct. We are correct. Our work calculations and tension calculation matching. Understood? මෙයානිට දෙන්න force එක අපි work එකකින් හැදුවා. I got same answer. Then you are correct. Understood? What's the relationship? How we got the tension? Tension got by Newton's second law. Newton's second law එකෙන් තමයි අපි tension එක ගන්න. But if you got the work and force into displacement, the force also, the applied force also coming 11,200. And we are correct. Okay. There is another part. The load of 40 kilogram is held stationary by, no, it's a C part. A load of 40 kilogram is held stationary by two strings as shown in the figure. Okay. 30 degree and 60 degree. Right? Okay, this is the diagram. This is the point. $40 kilogram. 40 kilogram mean what is the weight of the object 400 Newton. 400 Newton. 30 and 60. 60 and 30. Okay. Mark all forces in the above figure by copying to your paper. This force system copying to your paper. Mark all the forces act on this force system. Okay, the first force I already marked. It's the weight of the the weight of the object. It's 400 Newton. 400 Newton. What else? The tension on the string T. The tension on the string T1 and T2. Okay, they are the forces. T1, T2, and the tension on the lower side. Okay, that's all forces. Next, calculate the tension on two strings separately. That means calculate T1 and T2 separately. T1 and T2 separately. Okay, now how to calculate this T1 and T2? You can resolute both forces into this axis. Okay. Now I am going to resolute this T1 into this axis. T1 into this axis. Okay. How to calculate T1? T1 sine 60. T1 sine 60 equal to, if it is balanced, T1, now it is a balanced system, T1 sine 60 equal to the 400. Equal to the 400. Okay, if it is balanced, T1 sine 60 equal to the 400. Because for balanced systems, no any unbalanced force, right? No any unbalanced force. T sine 60 equal to 400. But T1 not equal to 400. T1 sine 60 equal to 400 because that is already balanced system, no any unbalanced resultant force. Okay, T1 sine 60 equal to 400. Now T1, what is the sine 60 value? Root 3 over 2 equal 400. Now 800 root 3 T1 equal 800. What's the T1 value? 800 over root 3 Newton. If you want only, you can get a value. Can you send me? 800 over root 3. What is the value? 800 into 800 over root 3. $461.88. 461.88 Newton. Okay. This is the T1. This is the T1. T1. Okay. Same method. If it is balanced system, T2 sine 30 equal to 400. T2 sine 30 equal to 400. T2 sine 30 mean half equal to 400. Now T2 equal cross multiplication 800 Newton. T2 equal 800 Newton. Okay, they are the. Then what is the meaning of T? But what is the value of T? It's 400 because balance 400. Okay, that's all. In doubt, please ask me. Quickly note down. Oh, 8:04 now. We have only the 1 hour. Let's try to complete at least 3 questions. Maths question we can discuss the Sunday morning. Complete? Mariam? Okay, question number 2. A student placed a wooden box of mass 20 kilogram on a horizontal surface and applied an external force parallel to the surface, gradually increasing it from 0. The applied force gradually increasing from 0. When the magnitude of the external force gradually increase from 0, what is the reason of the wooden box does not move on the surface until the force reach to a certain value? Okay, what is the reason? You have to explain. By maximum 2 rules, you can explain. Don't go and write essay answers. Okay, question number 2, part 1. Okay, what is the reason? Until certain value, the wooden block is not moving. What's the reason? Yes, the friction force getting equal to the applied force. That we called as how we call this friction force? Good. Static friction force, that we called as static friction force. Okay, that's the full answer. Static friction force. Static friction force. The static friction force is the reason. Static friction force. The static friction force getting the same value applied force. That's why object become balanced. Friction force. Second one. Which the Newton's law mention state that no resultant force act on the wooden box while it is remain stationary. Definitely Newton's first law. Short answer. Newton's first law. Newton's first law. Don't need to explain Newton's first law again. Your answer should be according to the question. Okay, define the limiting friction force. Limiting friction force you have to define. You have to explain. What is the limiting friction force? The maximum friction force. The maximum friction force. The maximum friction force that can given by any surface at the starting point of the object. Okay, at the starting moment, the maximum friction force that can given by any surface that we called as limiting friction force. That is a maximum value. That's a maximum value of the friction forces. That's the maximum value. Okay, I think they are very simple. Name the factor that limiting friction force depends on. Okay, I told two main factors. What are the factors? Nature of the surface and the, what's the second one? Very good, perpendicular reaction. Perpendicular reaction. Okay, nature of the surface. Any one factor asking. If you want, you can write both. Perpendicular reaction and nature of the surface. Nature of surface. Surface nature. Nature of the surface. Okay, I think you can remember this perpendicular reaction and the perpendicular reaction and friction force. Friction force and perpendicular reaction directly proportional. That's why we got F dash equal mu R equation. The mu is a constant depend on the surface type. The mu is the constant depend on the surface type. Okay, then mu is the surface type, R is the perpendicular reaction. Okay, they are the factors affect on the friction force or limiting friction force. Hari? Okay, quickly complete. Five, what is the name given to the friction force exerted by the horizontal surface when the wooden box start moving due to applied external force? What's the name? Dynamic friction force. Dynamic friction force. That friction force act on this object, act on this wooden block when it is moving. That is dynamic friction force. Dynamic friction force. V. Dynamic friction force. Dynamic friction force. Dynamic friction force. What is the that we discussed? Draw the graph. Show the magnitude of the friction force varies with the magnitude of the applied external force for the wooden blocks placed on the horizontal surface, and the label the relevant state of motion on the graph. Okay, I think that we already discussed. Yes, in the lesson that we already discussed. Okay, VI. Okay, this is a graph. This is a graph. This is applied force. The y-axis friction force. When increase the applied force, the friction force also getting increasing. and after, when it is reached to maximum, again decrease, small, slightly decreasing, the friction force slightly decreasing and getting constant, that we call as a dynamic friction force. When after start motion, the friction force we called as dynamic friction force. Okay, this is applied force. This is a full answer. Applied force, friction force, friction force, static friction force, limiting friction force, dynamic friction force, dynamic friction force, dynamic friction force. Okay, that's all. That's a very simple question. That's a very simple question. Okay, part B, very important, force again. Okay, as shown in the diagram below, an object of mass 10 kilogram is placed on the rough inclined plane of angle 30 degrees. Yeah, the angle between inclined plane and the ground level, it is 30 degrees. The coefficient of friction between the object and the plane is 0.2. This is a friction coefficient is given. The friction coefficient is given. The object is moving upward. The plane with constant acceleration 1 meters per square second. The object has constant acceleration 1 meters per square second. Okay, it's a very good question. Okay, part 1. Correctly mark the external forces acting on the object when it is in motion on the provided diagram and identify the symbols you use. Okay. First of all, you have to copy this force system into your answer sheet. Okay, you have to clearly draw the force system, the given diagram in your answer sheet. Okay, this is the diagram. This is the ground level and this is the inclined plane 30 degree, and this is object. -30 degree angle. And how about the weight? 10 kilogram. 10 kilogram object. 10 kilogram. And it's a friction, rough surface. Okay, rough surface. It's a rough surface and it is moving to upward with 1 meters per square second, 1 ms minus 2, 1 meters per square second. And what are the forces? This is a weight. Always remember, weight always act towards the gravity. This is a gravity direction always. This is a weight. Weight. What else? This is a perpendicular reaction. Remember, perpendicular reaction always perpendicular to the surface. That's a rule. Okay, perpendicular to the surface. Perpendicular to the surface. Okay, what else? That only, right? That's only forces. That's only force. If it is accelerating into upward direction, there it should have unbalanced force. Or applied force එකක් තියෙන්න ඕන. Okay, that's all forces. That's all forces. Hari. Quickly discuss. These are the same type questions we discussed already in the class. Okay, correctly mark the external forces acting on the object when the motion on the provided diagram and identify the symbols used. Okay, identify symbol means you have to write here W, that's weight. You have to label weight. R, perpendicular reaction. Perpendicular reaction. Okay, you have to label perpendicular reaction. F, applied force. Applied force. Okay, that's it. If you draw this diagram and label as this, you have full marks for question part 1. You have full marks for question part 1. Next, calculate the value of normal reaction. Calculate the value of the normal reaction force acting on the object. Okay. If it is 10 kilogram, how about the weight? 100 Newton. 100 Newton is the weight. 100 Newton is the weight. Right? Now, how to calculate the perpendicular reaction or normal reaction? Normal reaction means perpendicular reaction. Okay, how to calculate perpendicular reaction? Okay, we can align this perpendicular reaction line into this direction. This is a perpendicular direction now. If it is now in vertical directions, in this vertical directions, it's balanced. Therefore, you can resolve this 100 Newton weight into this direction. Okay, how to resolve? First of all, you have to find the angle. No? First of all, you have to find the angle. Always, I told the weight is towards to the gravity with 90-degree angle. The angle is 90. The inclined plane angle 30. Now, what is this angle? Sanura, what is this remaining angle? Mariam? What is this angle? Yes, now it is just like a right angle triangle, no? 90, 30. The total angle in triangle 180. 180 plus, sorry, 90 plus 30, 120. 180 minus 120, 60. 60 degrees the angle. 60 degrees angle. 60 degrees angle. Now, yes, now you can, this is the first part, this is the second part. Now you can resolve 100 into this direction. The R equal 100, resolve it into this direction. Then not angle direction, sine 60. Sine 60. If it is angle direction, cost, opposite direction, sine. Now it is sine 60. 100. What's the value of sine 60? Root 3 over 2. Now 2 to 100 cancel into 50. Now 50 root 3 is the answer. That's a perpendicular reaction act on this object by the surface. Understood? Any doubt? Please ask me. They are good model paper question. That one also model paper question. You met? Yes, very good. Okay, question part 2. 2 done. 3. What is the magnitude of the friction force exerted by the inclined planes against the motion? Okay, friction force. How to calculate the friction force? F dash equal mu r. Mu r. Okay, the mu value, the friction coefficient value is given in the question. It is 0.2. 0.2. 0.2 is the friction coefficient. Now you can use 0.2 into 0.2. No, you need 0.2 into perpendicular reaction 50 root 3. 50 root 3 Newton. Okay, what's the value? 5 root, sorry, 10 root 3. 10 root 3 is the Newton. That's the friction force. Any doubt? Please ask. Sanada understood? Mariam? Good. Okay, now next question. Fourth one, calculate the component of the object's weight acting downwards parallel to the inclined plane. Calculate the components of object weight. Calculate the component of object weight. Now this is a weight. It is 100 Newton. 100 Newton. Okay. This is a weight. Okay, I'll write clearly. This is weight 100 Newton. This is a perpendicular reaction. It is 50 root 3 Newton. 50 root 3 Newton now. The question asks, question asking, what is the component of the weight acting along the inclined plane into downward direction? You can resolve this force 100 Newton into this direction. Okay, then think it is force මේක අපි හිතමු F1 කියලා. Now F1 equals weight into weight means 100 cos 60 because we are resolving it into angle direction. 100 cos 60 half 50 Newton. 50 Newton. 50 Newton. 50 Newton. F1 equal 50 Newton. Next one. What is the total force acting downward parallel to the inclined plane? Okay, what are the forces acting downward parallel? Now the object is moving into upward. What is the friction direction? The friction always a resistive force. Resistive force. Then this is the third part answer. This is the fourth part answer. Then the F1 force, that means the component of the weight acting into downward. Additional, the friction force also, F dash, the friction force was 10 root 2. 10 root 3 Newton also acting into downward direction along the inclined plane. Understood? Now two forces acting along the inclined plane. Now you already know values of both forces. Now you can get the total forces. Total forces, question part 5. Question part 5. Total downward forces friction force F dash force plus F1 force. F dash force 10 root 3 plus F1 force was 50 Newton. Okay, 10 root 3 mean 17.3 Newton plus 50 Newton. 67 0.3 Newton. That's a total downward force. Understood? You met? Okay, next, final part. Final part. Sixth part, calculate the total force required to move the object upwards parallel to the inclined force. That means in our diagram, the F force is asking what is the value of F. How to calculate? The object accelerate into upward direction along the inclined plane. Okay, then what is the law? Newton's second law. Newton's second law. 6. According to Newton's second law, according to Newton's second law, F equal ma. What's the meaning of F? Unbalanced force or resonant force. Now, if it is moving to upward direction, Fo downward force is a greater value. Definitely, Vihanga, Fo downward force is a greater value. Now, downward force already found. Fo 67.3. If why it is accelerating into upward direction, then F is greater than 67.3. No, then F minus 67.3 is the unbalanced force, equal to 10 into A. 10 means mass into acceleration, it is given 1. Now F equal 67 minus 67.3, you can get into right side direction. 10 plus 67 plus 3, 77.3 Newton. Okay, that's the end of question number 2. Very simple. Always remember the weight is act towards the right direction and perpendicular act, the reaction force act perpendicular to the surface always. Because the perpendicular reaction acting by surface, it's always perpendicular to the surface. But weight, if it is any shape acting, any angle, the weight acting towards the gravity direction with 90-degree angle with gravity or ground level. Always weight to the gravity and reaction force act perpendicular to the surface. Please remember that. That will be very important for your future calculations. Okay. Question number 3. Okay, let's try to complete question number 3. Question number 4 we can discuss on Sunday morning. We have time. After question number 4, we can start our new lesson. Okay. Question number 3 also very simple question. A student is provided with a suitable measuring instrument and a piece of light string. Determine the density of the material used to make a 200 gram of metal cube. A hoop made of the same material is permanently attached to the metal cube. Yes. If the student is provided with set of spring balance with range of 100, 150, 250, 500 grams, which spring balance should the student choose to obtain the mass of measurement? Briefly state the reason for your choice. Okay, that's a simple question. Okay, that's actual general knowledge question and measurement basic knowledge. If the student is provided with a set of spring balance with range of 100, 150, 250 and 500. Okay, what is the actual weight of the? It is 200. 200 is the actual weight. 200 is the actual weight. Actual mass. Then can you get 200 mass by 100 or 150 spring balances? No, they are wrong. Then can we get 501? 501 also out of range, no? The better one, 251. Then the accuracy is greater. Okay, 251 better. 251 is a better one. Which spring balance should the student choose to obtain the mass measurement? 250 gram spring balance. Spring balance. Spring balance is the best choice. Briefly state the reason for your choice. Okay, can anyone send me what is the reason for that? What's the reason? You met? What is the reason? Sadi. Yeah, to get good Sadi. To get maximum sensitivity and maximum sensitivity and maximum sensitivity and accuracy. Accuracy, good. Accuracy. To get accurately the mass of the metal cube. Okay, while performing this experiment, the students obtained the following measurements for the length of a side of the metal cube. Okay, 2.8, different measurements, right? Different measurement, but it is all are in same range, but small changes, no? Small changes. State the possible reason for the variation of above reading. Okay, what is the possible reason? Possible reason. Possible reason? Yeah. What's the possible reason? Mainly two possible reasons. Two possible reasons. One reason, metal cube not uniform. Not uniform. That means the shape of the metal cube not uniform. ඒ කියන්නේ හරියටම metal cube එක නෑ. මේ වගේ changes තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. Other possibility, human errors. Human errors, the person errors, personal errors, human errors. Both correct. Human errors. If the student had chosen a suitable measuring instrument to measure the length of a side of the cube, what should be the measuring instrument be? Yeah. What should be the measuring instrument? Yeah, what is the instrument? Now, if you convert this value into 28.12 centimeter, sorry, millimeter, then what is the instrument? What's the instrument? මේ instrument එක මොකක්ද වෙන්න පුළුවන්? If the student had chosen a suitable measuring instrument to measure the length of a side of the cube, what should that measuring instrument? What should be this measuring instrument? Vishanga? What is this instrument? No. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, it's a vernier caliper window, but its least count. How about least count? They have get into 2 decimal points. But normal vernier caliper 0. Normal vernier caliper 0.1 millimeter, but they have get measurement into 2 decimal point. Therefore, it can't be vernier caliper. Micrometer screw gauge is the answer. Micrometer screw gauge. Micrometer screw gauge is the answer. Yeah, they are the point you need to understand. Now you have full knowledge about measurements. How you can identify? Normal vernier caliper, you can't get measurements into 2 decimal points, 2 decimal digits. You can get into 1 decimal digits. මෙයාලා අරන් තියෙන 2 points. Then it is not vernier caliper, micrometer screw gauge. Micrometer screw gauge. Considering the fluctuation of the above reading, suggest another measuring instrument with high accuracy that can be used to measure the length of the side of the cube. State the reason for your choice. What is a more accurate instrument? We can use traveling microscope. Traveling microscope. Traveling microscope. Traveling microscope. Traveling microscope. It's more accurate. What's the reason? What's the reason? What's the reason? Ability to get reading without contact with metal cube. Without contact, and more accurately we can calculate the length by traveling microscope is the instrument. Traveling microscope. Okay, B part. If the mass of the metal cube with hook is m and the length of side of the cube is a and the mass of the hook is simple m, write expression for the density of the cube. Density mean d. Okay, density mean d. D. Part B, question 1. The density equal, you already know, mass over volume. That's the basic equation. The volume, the mass of the unit volume. That's the meaning of density. Now, how about the mass of this metal cube? Simple M is metal cube mass and hook mass. Capital M. The velocity side length A. Side length A cube is the volume, right? A cube is a volume. Density equals M plus simple M plus capital M divided by A3. Sorry, A cube. A cube is the volume. A cube is the volume. Okay. Okay, final parts. If a suitable measuring cylinder and water are provided, state the main step of another method that can be used to obtain the volume of the cube. Another method. Now, by this length measuring method, it's possible to have some mistakes, no, due to measuring errors. Oh, if the mass of the metal cube with hook is m, the length side of the cube is a, and the mass of the hook same. Write an expression for the density of the cube d m. Mass of the hook yes. Sorry. If the mass of the metal cube with hook capital M, then we can subtract. Sorry. We can subtract good Vihanger. Yeah, the capital M is the total mass. The hook mass separately given, it is simple M. Then if we subtract the simple M, yeah, this is the equation. Sorry. Yeah, capital M minus Simple M mean only mass of the cube. Good. Yes. If a suitable measuring cylinder and water are provided, water are provided. Measuring cylinder and water. Okay, what is the step to get the density using water cylinder? Okay, first of all, you can get water cylinder and mark the water level. Mark the water level. Think initially this is the water level. This is the water level. Now you can put this metal cube into this cylinder, metal cube put into this cylinder and get the volume increasing. The increasing volume of water. Increasing volume of water we can measure. This is the increased volume equal to the amount of increased water volume equal to this metal cube water, metal cube volume of the metal cube, volume of the metal cube. Then we can calculate the density without any errors. The mass is already correct, mass we can measure. After that, volume we can calculate by this cylinder and water method that we call as displaced water volume. අපිට මෙහෙම කරන්න පුළුවන්, අපිට මෙහෙමත් පුළුවන්, we can completely fill this cylinder, completely fill this water by water, then add this metal cube, then we can measure the displaced water volume. Displaced water volume, the displaced water volume equal to the metal cube volume. Both methods correct. Both methods correct. You can write step by step. Okay, if the scale of the measuring cylinder can be read with sufficient accuracy, state 2 advantage of the method mentioned previously compared to the method informed by length measuring method. Okay, can you send me answers if the scale of the measuring cylinder can be read with sufficient accuracy? Okay, the amount of increased water volume, we can sufficient accuracy we have measured to this value. State 2 advantage. What are the advantages? Okay, the main advantage, we can measure the volume of uneven objects that we call as irregular objects. Irregular objects කියන්නේ අපි නිශ්චිත මේ fixed shape එකක් නැති ඒවා, not like metal cube, like stone part එකක් වුණත් we can measure irregular shapes. Measure the volume of irregular shapes. Irregular shapes as well. That's the main advantage. What else? What else? Compared to previous methods? Your answers. Sumit, what are the ideas? Okay, I got one idea. The second chance for you. Yeah, no any instrument errors. Good. Not affecting any instrument errors. Okay, they are the possible advantages. Okay, if you have any doubt question, you can ask. I can explain now. We have another 5 minutes. Please send if you have any doubt question. No doubts. Hari. Okay, you can again go through and please practice these questions. I think all doubt questions I explained today. I will explain this maths question Sunday morning, and we can start our new lesson, mechanical properties of matters. I hope you all got the tune, right? You all collect tunes, mechanical properties of matters. Mariam, you got. Sanuel? Tune Sambunad? Sunrise play. Okay, then let's meet on Sunday morning. Sunday we start new lesson, mechanical properties of matters. It's a very important and interesting lesson. Okay, goodbye. Good night.